I impressed Parker so bad with that move. When I got back, I was in New York with him. He's like, you went to New York. I said, I went to the Lower Side where I had the food cart. I went to that neighborhood where he grew up. I called up here, I said, I'm in the Bronx. So now I got my stripes, so to say. But one thing he did for me, he told me, you're going to be special. I said, why are you saying that? Because I was going through some gyros? He said, no. He said, because you're good on TV. So he did a documentary at Columbia on graffiti. They showed the museum with all these classical pictures, and he thought that was corny. He said, well, now let's play it out, hit it. Yes, the rhythm, the rebel. And he started showing Chicago graffiti, and Trickster wasn't really saying that much, but I was the one that was talking. So he kept filming me in Trickster's mama's living room, and I don't know who got the documentary, but he put me on TV first. I said, P, I'm gonna be somebody. The next time I talked to Parker, man, I said, Parker, you ain't gonna believe this. He said, what? I made it. He said, what you doing? I'm in San Francisco. I made it in the Robert Court magazine. He said, expensive book. And the first graffiti writer, first black painter in there, because of you. Because he pushed me. Every way he pushed. And the last time I seen him, and this is a funny story. We all doing this wall that Zeb put together. Zeb wanted us to all do the classic pieces. We wanted to do new stuff. So there's a guy that walks up to me. He said, man, what's up? I thought I owed him some money. I didn't understand this one. So he said, you don't remember doing some t-shirts for my family on the South Side? Now I really know I owe him some money. I looked, and it was P. P had lost weight. He wasn't the same P that I remember. I said, yo, Park, I'm sorry. So I apologize. Every time I would see him and Steph, I would keep apologizing about that. They get to me, you dissed me, bro. It's P. I was like, man, you know, P lost so much weight. Yeah, man, wait. So we sitting there, we drinking beers because I got to apologize to him because this dude gave me so many opportunities, and I dissed him. I like, what t-shirts? I don't know what you're talking about. He said, you don't know who this is, huh? I looked, Parker, he said, Orko, it's me. And we sat at this wall with all of our legendary friends. And Zeb put it together. And Steph, you become just like an amazing person. The only person that can really understand what I'm talking about right now is the only girl that we let be around us, Ange 13. It was always Ange 13, Akbar, Stain. She right there. There she go. That was the only girl we would let hang with us. And Ange 13, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna say this before I get out of here. I'm gonna say one more thing before I get out of here. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Ange is not a rapper. Ange is the only graffiti writer that we let hang with us in the 80s. She's a writer. So when she approached her lyrics, when she approached her shows, she was the only beat girl with us. That's her. So when I see the last picture that we took, I said, what are y'all doing on the South Side? So he has a whole family over there. So when I found out about the news, I found out from the family. And I just couldn't believe it. But like I said, I apologize, but I got to get back. And my ride is outside. I came all the way from Stony Island and 70-something. And I made it. For my friend, I made it. I had to let y'all know what he did for me. Because I'm one of the ones that he touched, and it worked. So I couldn't leave without saying that. And all of y'all, my friends, my family, the X-Men crew, he built the whole crew. Because X-Men wasn't nothing he was really serious about. It was TCP, ABC, NPC, which was started by Devsky, and then he was always just X-Men. What you talking about, the comic book? And then it became something big. Now that's one of the biggest crews in the city. Yeah, the strongest crew right now in the city was something that he had as an extra word next to his name. Stain, chaos, TCP. And then he always just flying in X-Men at the end. So for all you guys on X-Men, the feds love y'all. Okay, y'all down with us. You know what I mean? But Parker did something, and I couldn't walk out. He gonna charge me when I get in this car to take me back to the city. I had to say this. I couldn't just walk out this place without speaking about my man. So look, man, I love you, P. You did so many things to me over the telephone when I was out of town and nobody knew about. And you set a bar. When you went to Hartford and you did that video of me at 17, I became somebody, you know, because of this man right here. And, you know, hey, whoever's not here, I'm not their spokesperson, I'm their friend. They're hurt beyond understanding. And the only person they talk to me right now is me. Man, we don't want to see that. They ain't even coming. So I took about 20 obituaries that I'm gonna give to each one of them and say I was here. So look, man, God bless y'all, man. I gotta get this car, go back to Chicago. I'm out.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, this so many stories, so many people that Parker touched. Ann's 13. I see you in the back. Sister Ann's a dope MC, dope artist. She did start out as a graffiti writer, and we won't go into the whole story about how he dissed you because you was trying to get up to the DJ stand and get on the mic. And I was like, no, let the sister come up and rap. And she was so determined to get up there and spit. And that from that moment, that event, that's what pushed her and gave her the fuel to go and just keep going and do, what you do best. So much love to you. We're gonna let Cherie speak now. This is another person this is his ex-wife, okay? Cherie, she wants to speak. Let's see if she's ready for us to hear from her.
Hey, can you?
We hear you. We see you on that screen. Okay, we see you. How you doing, Cherie? Yeah.
That's so good. I just actually got over COVID myself, which is interesting. I never thought I'd get it, and here it is. Anyway, just wanted to say to Farah and to Leroy, Alexis, and Jill, and you, Akbar. I know you have been a pivotal part of Parker's life since I met him at 13. I am so sorry. I don't have anything prepared, and unfortunately right now I'm a little, all I can say is Parker is single-handedly one of the most amazing individuals I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. I have nothing but the best to say about him, because he also impacted my life very positively. I got into television. I learned all about jazz music thanks to him and Leroy. I knew nothing about jazz prior to them. And because of both their influence and listening on Christmas Day, I was like, why are we playing jazz music and not Christmas music? That's just how it was in the household of the Williams family. And because of that, now it's all I listen to. In fact, my son listens to it as well. So it was huge for me. He also, oh my God. Also, his girlfriend. I'm so sorry. I also want to say I understand, and I feel for you. Trust me. He is a very difficult person not to love. You can't not love Parker. And I know he's in a better place, and we all have to celebrate his life, rather than be sad about it. Although it is very difficult to do. But like everybody else has been saying, we be present in our lives in whatever way he influenced us and impacted it. I know it was tremendous for each and every person. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Cherie. It's good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, same. Sorry, I wish it was under better circumstances, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what else is on the agenda as far as speakers, but Dave, yes. I wasn't sure if you wanted to speak. You want to come up, brother? Okay. And then after Dave speaks, I want to share some thoughts and some words.
What's up, everybody? I'll play a song for you. Parker used to come listen to me play a lot. And we all know music is the healer, so I knew he'd like this. Hey now, baby. Hey now, baby. Let's walk. Let's walk tonight. Hey now, baby. Hey now, baby. Yeah. Let's walk. Let's walk. Let's walk tonight.
She's already walking, so you better get to the front. I'm leaving.
Everything gonna be alright. Hey now, babe. Hey now, babe. Let's walk. Let's walk. Let's walk tonight. Let's walk tonight. Let's walk tonight. There's not a whole lot that I can really say that hasn't been said much better than I could ever say it. So much love for him here. I jotted down some things and I'm just going to speak on them from the heart feel and not write this down. And like I said, this has all been touched upon because we all knew and loved him. And he loved us, spread a lot of love through just his presence and his being. He was a gentle and kind soul and a man with a heart larger than life. Always trying to lift you up, never trying to tear you down. He was an innovator, a groundbreaker, fearless, quiet genius, always leading the way. And I know he would like us to be laughing a little bit, so I'm going to share a little bit about his nickname giving as well. So he, when we first met, he always called me Dave, and we started working together. He started calling me Dave the Doer because I like to do it. I'm a doer. And we had an intern named Zach, and Zach would always eat snacks all day long. Of course, Zach became Zach Snacks. You know? And he came in our house, and my girl Sasha was playing piano, of course, Sasha Keys. But then to kick it up a notch, we were cooking dinner one night. He gave her nickname and called her Chef Boyardee Keys. Nickname to the nickname. You were there. You were there. He always had a twinkle in his eye. Very wise spirit. And humility and modesty were his guide. He always had big plans, big ideas, didn't tell anybody, but made it happen. I'm grateful for him for that, to teach me that. And he also gave my brother and myself a chance when no one else would or had a reason to. I just wrote, your humor, your instincts, your ambition, your heart will be missed and never forgotten.
All right. Well, I wasn't gonna write anything down because I'm not really one to write things down. Anybody who knows me, I'm usually off the head, but I felt that I should write something down just to put my thoughts on paper and see where they took me. So I call this Travel Light. Way before they called it hip hop, when it was yes, yes, y'all to the beat and you don't stop. I was just a kid from the Bronx, living in Chicago, uptown with my dad and my moms. Before we even met, I saw your name. P-L-E-E, my life would never be the same. You gave a melody and rhythm, a funky bass line with a horn. I'm grateful of the day that you were born. How lucky I must be to know you trusted me as a friend. You always had my back through thick and thin. I was your crimey. I played the front man. You stood behind me. You was my DJ. You held it down and always kept it grimy. The crowd pleaser, natural born leader. The man who used to push the two-seater with the fly senorita. Peely Fresh, you was the freshest kid in the bunch. A trendsetter. You always knew to follow your hunch. You had the ears of a hunting dog, perfect timing like a Swiss clock, and enough soul to make a deaf man rock. A mental giant, not because you're bigger or smarter, because you stood on the shoulders of those who came first, put in work, and gained the vision to see farther. You always was ahead of the rest. Selfishly, I'm sad to see you go, even though I know I'm blessed. For all the time on earth you shared with me, so many memories, you'll always be here with me. Let's celebrate. This is your going away party, when the soul takes flight and it throws away the body. I learned the best things in life aren't things, it's the joy life brings. So spread your wings and take flight and travel light, wise king. No carry on, just carry on and travel light, wise king. Travel light. I don't know what else to say about my brother. He took me in, that was that's my big brother. He was special. I knew it when I first met him. I was a loner when I came to Chicago. I didn't have many friends. I knew a few people. I met a few guys who had that East Coast influence. But I can't front, when I met Parker, I pushed them all aside. And we just clicked up and we became inseparable. I used to go to his house after school and we would make tapes in his bedroom. He had the beat machine. This was before it was even called hip hop. It was just what we did. It was what we loved. We started a crew called the Crowd Pleasers, which was taken from an old skating crew in New York. That was his idea. He always had the ideas. And everybody wanted to be down with TCP when Beat Street came out and everybody was spinning on their heads and wanted to be breakdancers. Overnight, it just exploded everywhere. We were already kind of 10 steps ahead of everyone. So everybody in the North Side wanted to be down with the crew, but wise enough, we knew quality control was important. So we were like, you gotta get fresh before you get down with TCP. You gotta learn, you gotta get a hand style. You can't just, we let everybody in, there's no diversity, there's no competitive spirit. Looking back on it, it gave birth to all the other crews that came out. You know, when somebody doesn't let you in the clique, it just pushes you to show them that you got what it takes. So that's what happened. All these crews popped up overnight. Out to Rock Crew, ACW, All City Writers. Across town, you had the ABC crew, Artistic Bombing Crew. The feds that you hear us speak about, it's not the FBI, we're talking about a federation that we formed later between crews, TCP, MPC, ABC, we formed the federation, the feds. And we put it down for Chicago, man. Like, I'm one of the pioneers. I'm one of the first graffiti writers in Chicago. And Parker was a big part of my life. He was my partner in crime. And with the music, we knew that we would immortalize ourselves. And I was already rapping before I met Parker when I was growing up in New York, 12, 13 years old, trying to be like my big brother, Raheem. When I came to Chicago, Parker became my big brother. And it was my idea to start Mental Giants, which was our musical group. So we separated ourselves from being graffiti artists and we moved into the arena of being musicians and being a real group. So Mental Giants was who we became, and I'll always carry that crew, and I'm gonna always honor his memory and continue to do what we set out to do, which is build the culture and show the love that we have for this art form and do it the way we know best and always push it forward. So I didn't foresee his leaving so soon. We were in the middle of making an album, and so now I'm even more determined to finish that album. It would have been our first Mental Giants album. as he and I just, with all his production. And so I'm gonna make it my business to finish that. And I know that because now he's with the ancestors, he has even more power. So I feel like he's gonna help me in everything I set out to do. So I'll never give up. And I'll never forget Parker. Because I know he wouldn't want me to stop. So thank you for everybody for sharing and showing your support. I know that you guys are not here because you were forced to be here. You were here because Parker was a part of your life in some way. He touched you and he showed you the love that he showed me. I'm just fortunate that he and I became so close because he was a very private person. He didn't let everybody in his circle. But I got to know the man. He was the greatest friend I ever had. That's all I have to say. Thanks. I'm done talking. I don't want to talk anymore. His body is here, but his soul has traveled on. So thank you again for everybody who came out to honor and respect and remember the brother, the friend, the talent, the artist, the musician, so many hats he wore. And this is my mom in the front row. I love you. I'll be there for you. I know it's difficult. And I appreciate you for bringing him into the world to share his time on earth with me. Thanks.
Again, I want to thank all of the people that joined us also online, his family and his friends. There will be a gathering close to 7 o'clock at The Nest in Chicago. The address is 6859 West Irving Park Road. Again, that's tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, the interment will take place at Ridgelawn Cemetery at 5736 North Pulaski Road in Chicago at 11 o'clock. And the address is listed in the folder you received, as well as the address to The Nest where the gathering is this evening. And at this time, Akbar and myself are going to escort Parker's casket into the other room. And if everyone wants to follow, starting with his family in the front row.